Hello everyone, Wendy Ross for USTrotting. This morning we make a stop at Magic Acres and the Noel Daley stable and catch up with this superstar coming back at 3, Volume 8. Noel, it's so nice to be able to stop by today and of course talk about your talented colt now coming back at 3, Volume 8. What a ride you had with him as a 2-year-old to kind of take us through the year of 2022 and then give us some expectations for what you think this year has to hold for you.
Yeah, no, he was always a nice horse, like right from the word go. You didn't know he was what he turned out to be. He gave us a few little scares along the way, like in April. Sonia usually takes him home on a weekend, come out in the morning, and he had sliced the hind tendon of his leg there. So he ended up at the clinic, and Jen Smith did a good job with him. So we sort of rushed to get him back. I wanted him qualified right towards the end of the Meadowlands. I think we're in the last qualifiers there. He qualified, and I think he was 50's first start, was he, at the Meadowlands, and then come back right back the following week and won. We took him to the Standard Bred out in Delaware, and he won that. And then we took him on to Lexington. He was disappointing the first week. I don't know if because we were giving him too much travelling or whatever. And then away he went from there. He paid $80 the next week and 52, and then come back here and won everything from then on. And I was finished with him. Like, he was awesome. He was as good as any horse I'd seen in the Valley, not the Valley Victory, the week before in the kindergarten final. Was really, really good. And he come back, he was white. He said, I could have gone whatever. He said, but that following week, he wasn't sort of good all week. I think because I'd taken his shoes off, he was a little footsore, so we were sort of holding our breath. He won the Valley Victory just because he was better than him. So we gave him a week here before I turned him out. Took him over, put him in the paddock, watched him run round and round the paddock and turned around to put up the trailer gate. And next thing I heard a crash. He had unsuccessfully tried to jump the fence.
Oh boy.
So he got through the fence but didn't clear it. So then him running around with the front leg, I could see there was all blood on it. So got him, luckily that was superficial. We stitched him back up and then he had a few months off. And then, I've got to treat him like he's the best, and we've got him staked to everything, but he probably won't start till June. I'm just going to get him there and then backtrack from hopefully the Hambo final. If everything goes right, the Hambo final will be his 5th or 6th start. I'll just, we'll work and say he's eligible to everything before that, but won't start in many of them. There's so much after the Hambo now,
So if he stays safe and gets, keeps it together there, of course, you have to have the high expectations. Of course, setting up for the Hamiltonian, of course, going back to you've won it, you've done it, but right. You know what it takes to get it done. Now, comparing him to trotters you've had in the past, he's small, but he's compact. What do you think that might be a strength for him?
People are quite surprised when they come to have a look at him because he's not a very big horse. He's a beautiful horse, but he's not very big. Because he looks so much bigger on the track, just the way he goes, He's all business. We sort of just got to try and, he's left a few times now in his races. When I first got him back, even this year, he was a little bit of a handful to even to jog. But now he's been in, 6 weeks, 7 weeks now. He's relaxed again. So I just take my time. It was funny, I was jogging with Brett there last week, and he said, he looks like he's ready to go now. And I said, yeah, well, that's what I don't want. So I've been 25 with him. I sort of really taken my time. He can come to hand very quickly, but because he's not a big fella. So we'll just, I'll treat him like he's the best. He's got that brilliance, that natural speed, Like I won a Hambo with Broad Barn, and Broad Barn was always a bomb-proof horse from day one. Broad Barn was nowhere near this horse. But everything went, which it's got to do. Everything went right for Broad Barn. I was very confident Hambo Day with him. Everything had gone right. This horse is 10 lengths better horse than Broad Barn was. Broad Barn did the job,
Well, we know that this season is certainly a marathon, not a sprint. Now, before I let you go, we're standing in front of Volume 8 stall here today, but it also was occupied by Bulldog Hanover for that. You said, I think some people came to think you were training Bulldog forever, but really you had him for about 23 days, right?
Well, even Jack thinks I had him longer, because I saw him in Florida. He said, oh, thanks for having him at that time. I said, oh, we had a ball. I said, Jack, I had him 23. Oh, you had him longer than that. And I said, I didn't. He arrived 48 hours before his first start. Raced over those next 4 Saturdays, and then he didn't even come home after the last race. So we literally had him 23 days. So that was a great run. It was a lot of fun. But he is a character. You got a classy horse, but just a nice horse to be around. A horse that had been serving mares the day before he stepped on the truck to get down here. He was a pain in the bum to get on and off the trailer, or get on the trailer. Apart from that, he was just the perfect horse.
When you have Volume 8 across the way last year, when Bulldog left, you said, we're going to put him over here. Can only be good things, right?
Sonia decided she'd switch over, yeah, so, yeah, she'd put that little sign there. Well, it used to be Bulldog, he used to have his name there while he was here, and then when he was gone, they, Sonia and Laura put Bulldog was here, so, that was pretty cool. So hopefully he has the same sort of success as him,